What is up, YouTube? Yes, we're back with my boy Xavier. He just closed a wholesale deal for $19,500. Okay, this is within or less than 90 days from when he closed his first deal with me, which was for $9,000. So in total, he's closed about close to $30,000 within that time frame of 90 days, and he has some more deals closing, right? We're projected to close like close to 40 grand this month. And I remember the first day you came to me, bro. It's on my Instagram live. I still tell people this story. The first day I met you was like through Instagram live, through my Instagram.
Yes,
And
sir.
you were very, very, very hesitant to like take that risk and to take that chance and leap of faith and to like start investing into yourself. But once you did, now look at you. It's insane and it's crazy, and I love stories like this. And this is just the beginning. But yeah, let's talk about the deal that you just closed. And I mean, if you want to give a brief summary of what the journey was like, from when you first met me to get your first deal, you could tell that too, whichever you want to talk about first.
I mean, I could tell both. It don't matter to me. So yeah, met Isaiah back in like it was either August or September, like the end of August, start of September. Uh, he doing a live. He's like, ask me anything. I'm answering questions. I said, shoot, we hop up in there, and we started talking. You showed me how to pull a city list, and then maybe like a week or two after that, we'd gotten on another call, and I had finally just taken that leap of faith where it's like, all right, I'm gonna pay this guy. I see what he's doing. So if what he's doing is working for him, it could work for me. Because it's not like you're like, some neuro, scientist or something like that where you have to, go through years and years of meticulous work. You know, you were
Why were
just
you so
wholesaling
why were
and
you so scared in the beginning? Like when you first started, when you
bro.
first met me, why were you so scared? What were you scared of?
So I had been left some money from my dad, and the one thing I didn't want to do with that money was, waste it and make some stupid decision where it's just like I end up losing it all. I just wanted to make sure I put that money to some type of good use where it would help me, help future me, and just be able to be a better person than he was. And so I was like, I'm gonna wait till the right time, the right opportunity, the right thing comes up where it's like, okay, that's what I'm gonna use that money for. And it just so happened that coaching was the right thing.
Yeah, but you didn't know that at the beginning, huh?
Oh, heck no.
You were scared. You was really like I had to push you. But like you inspired me. You inspired me to push you. Like I usually never pressure people or whatever, or I try not to pressure, it's like whatever. My results speak for myself, but you inspired me because I was like, I seen all this potential. I seen how hard you worked. And then, yeah, the one thing that like triggered me was like you said that you read The Miracle Club. I was like, how the hell
Hmm.
did you know about that book? And he was like, bro, this is a book you read in jail. And that just touched my heart. So I was like, no, I'm not letting you get off the phone until we commit to like a mentorship, like point blank, period. I'm not letting you get off the phone. And that was real. I've never done that before, son. Like the way I pressured you, I haven't pressured anybody like that before, but I did it just because it was straight out of like conviction and out of my heart. I was like, no, no, you're not about to just pass me up and I'm not about to change your life. Like, yeah, but yeah, you were scared in the beginning and you didn't want to lose it all. Let's talk about this deal really quick. Um, how did you find this deal and like start from there?
Dude, this deal dropped in my lap. And when I say that, I am so serious about it. Uh, I was searching on Zillow, just trying to get new leads, and I went back to one of the markets that I like started in, and I I put the like time on Zillow, I put it to like 7 days or like 1 day or something like that. And then this was just like one of the very few that pop up. It was like, you'll find more, leads if you search like, 36 months versus a day or a week.
Mhm.
So this one had just popped up. The guy had posted it maybe an hour before I saw it. Like it was fresh, it was hot, it was, DiGiorno pizza, really. Um, so I called him. He's at the casino having a good time. Like I'd say I'd say like 10, 15 minutes into conversation, he said he would take 40,000 less than what he had it listed for. He had it listed for 150. Literally a couple minutes in the conversation, he's like, I'll take 110 for it. I was like, the guy just did all the work for me. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, I just need to speed this up and get a contract signed. So I kind of like went over all the stuff that a buyer would want to know about the property. Once I had that down, I made my offer. I asked him, would he take 105? He's like, no, I can't do that. I gotta get 110. I was like, man, the best I'm thinking I can do right now is, 107, 500. And he's like, deal, you got it. I
And
was
this is
like,
from
well,
Zillow. This is from Zillow. Were you using my
I'm
script or were you just freestyling it?
so I started off by using your script, and then I've kind of just like transitioned to like kind of like a freestyle where it's like I go over the motivation, condition, time frame, price. And I do it that way now just because when I'm like going off a script, I kind of think that I'm sounding a little bit, robotic in a way. But when I'm just free throwing, everything just comes off, more, authentic. And so I'm just at this point, I'm just talking to him. Like once he said you take the 110, I just boom, I went to straight to rapport building. I'm like, let me just talk to this guy, get to know him, find out about him. Like he already gave me the discount. Like I don't even need to worry about price. The price has already been established, right? So I'm just like, let me get this guy to like me. So maybe I can get a little bit more of a discount and make sure he, trusts me enough to go with me. So we're talking for like, I don't know, maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes total. And I made the offer, he accepted it, and I sent him over the contract. This guy didn't sign it till 8:30 at night. So he had other people calling him about the property, right? Probably offering more than I did. And still at 8:30 at night, he signed it.
Because you was hot, you was on it, you was
Yeah,
you was quick to call him. Okay. And this was coming in a day where tell us how that do you remember how that day was going? I'm sure you were just hitting the KPIs, going through the motions.
yeah. We're just hitting the KPIs.
What part of the
Um,
day was this?
it had to have been like midday around like 2 or 3 o'clock.
And how long
Just,
had
just trying to
how
make sure.
how long had you been doing it at this point until you found that lead? Like I'm saying,
So I
like from
found,
like you so you closed your first deal, you kept
okay,
going.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the one that I closed in September, um, it had been like a whole 90 days before I got to this one. And through those 90 days, I've built up just skill, confidence, perseverance to the point where like at this point I can't be stopped, you know? Like maybe in September I could have been stopped. But now it's like I'm like a steam train right now. Just give me some fuel. I'm gonna keep going.
Because you got the reps in, you're comfortable getting the
Yeah.
reps in.
I mean, I like put a smile on my face when I'm about to go lowball someone. Like I don't know. It's like before. It's just like dang, like they're not gonna want to take this price. Like it's that and the third.
Yeah,
But
so
it's like
before you got all these reps in, it seems like everything's going against you, huh? All the sellers, they're not answering the phone, or they're unrealistic, or they already talked to other people, or they say they got higher offers. And
Oh yeah.
over the time of you doing it, you doing the KPIs every day, you having faith in the process, and then me coaching you and telling you to change your mindset. It's like it's not about getting rich overnight. It's about
No,
building the skill that will sustain you for your life, building the skill set that will
right.
continuously make you money. It's not about getting a deal now. It's about learning how to get deals forever. And you change that. And so you had a mindset shift in the middle of the grind, the boring work. It went from like feeling down and pouty and mad about, or upset or frustrated with all the sellers, to now it's just like, okay, this is part of the game. This is how it goes.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Let's get better. And then
This,
as you
this
change your
every day.
mindset, now you have a better attitude about going about the KPIs. And then you found this one. I mean, but yeah, I'm just going into the point of like, you got this, and you got all the other ones, and you got, the other 20 grand sitting in escrow, all because he was able to keep the momentum going. You were able to push through, keep going, be steady at the KPIs. But the key is the first step. The first step is like getting used to hitting the KPIs, getting used to working hard and grinding every day. It sucks. It's not
Mhm.
easy. And then the next step above that, which leads to more money, is finding joy in the grind, or finding joy in the process, or doing the process for the
Right.
sake of getting better at the process. That is when the money comes in. Because if you keep grinding and hating it and grinding and hating it, I mean, you'll get some results, but you're not going to see the results you want until you learn to, love the process, trust the
Yeah.
process, and enjoy getting better at it, So that's where the mindset set shift happened, and we talked about that in a lot of our other interviews. All right, so you found this
Mindset's
lead. You said what?
mindset's everything. That's what shifted. I mean, everything 180 degrees. Like if I was still in that negative mindset, I can't say I wouldn't have gotten the deal, but it wouldn't have came to me as it did. Like it came to me so flawlessly and effortlessly. It was like, I don't know, man.
It was a
It
lucky
was
day,
meant.
right? We call those
Yeah.
lucky days, but it's just because we never missed a day. If you never miss a day, then you get a lucky day. And luck is just when preparation meets opportunity. And that's what happened. You were
Yeah.
prepared, and the opportunity presented itself, and you knew how to handle it.
I'm on it.
So after you found him, you got it, you felt like you built enough rapport to where he wanted to go with you, and then you got the contract signed at 8 a.m. I mean 8 p.m. Then what did you go through to find the buyer?
So it's funny. I found the buyer a day later. Like I think when I tell you this was like it was the easiest deal and it was the most stressful deal that I've done. And it's stressful because uh there's a couple of things I could have done to make it less stressful that I do now. But I mean, I went on PropWire, I pulled a list of cash buyers. I called like five of them that night. The one guy that did end up buying it, I sent him a text because he didn't pick up. So I sent him a text. I was like, "Hey, Dan, just curious, are you still buying, fix and flip properties in the area?" He's like, "Yeah, if it's a good deal." I'm like, "I got the best deal for you." And he's like, "I'll talk to you if it's a good deal. If it's not, we're gonna end it here." So I sent him over the Google Drive for the property. 15 minutes later, he's like, "When can I go see it?" I was like, "I knew it was a good deal." So he goes the next day, and
Did you get him to
this
take it
was
off of Zillow?
that's why it became so stressful.
Oh, okay.
So he goes there the next day, and because I was a little bit unsure about him, I went ahead and posted it on Facebook. My phone blew up that morning. I mean, I have buyers calling me, realtors calling me, just individual investors. Like, I mean, for I'd say from 10 a.m. to maybe 2 p.m., my phone was just constantly ringing for buyers, constantly ringing for buyers. Um, And I mean, even like that whole week, I was just getting hit up by buyers for this deal. Like I I added like 8 buyers to my list from this one deal because I had them all send me proof of funds, or you weren't getting the codes to the garage.
So tell us
So
about that because that builds the momentum. That's another part of the momentum building process is you have a deal, you posted it, you market it, through Facebook or whatever your process is, and then you get all these buyers. Time to
mhm.
lock in those buyers into your contacts, right?
Yeah.
So where do you store them at?
I started in Podio. I got a section for buyers. I got a web form to make it nice and simple. I put in their name, their email. If they show me proof of funds, I put them as a VIP. I know they're actual buyers. I know they're not like, just uh another wholesaler, wearing a buyer's hat, trying to, JV or something and not let you know. So I added them to my buyers list and I just kept on pushing. Uh, Dan called me at like I'd say 11 a.m. He's like, I want it. I was like, okay, well, what's your offer? He's like, I can do 120. I was like, man, I got like 6 other people that are gonna go see this today. You know? He's like, well, where do I gotta be to get it right now? I was like, you do 127 500, you can have it right now. And he said, give me a second, because he was with his partner. They're like over there talking real quick. He hops back on the phone. He's like, all right, we can do it. I was like, I already knew you could. So send him the assignment. And I got a little mad at myself because I had people offering me to pay me over what I was asking. Like two people said they would pay over what I was asking if I would sign with them. And I was like, I would, but it's like I gave this guy my word that if he deposits escrow today, it's his. And I mean, where I messed up was that when I had posted it on Facebook, I didn't have the seller take down his Zillow listing. And to be honest, I wouldn't have gotten him to do that regardless. I could have encouraged it, but I called the seller the day after I signed the assignment, and he's like, I don't want to sell it anymore. I was like, what do you what do you mean? Like this is 2 days after we signed a purchase and sale agreement. And he's like, yeah, well, I found out that my grandson wants a house. I was like, that's something you do before you post it on Zillow. You know, you already signed it to me. I already know I'm making 20 grand off of this. He's like, I'll give you a couple $100 to cancel the contract. I'm just like, that's not even gonna scrape what I'm about to make. Like, and so I was just like, my heart wanted to cancel it, but at the end of the day, this is a business. And I have to put the business first, right? Will a couple $100 be good for the business? Yes. Would 20 grand be good for the business? Yes. But I got to say, all right, do I potentially piss off my seller and then still get the deal? Or is it like, do I make my seller feel happy and get, a couple $100 as compensation? And it's like, I'd rather have a pissed off seller that might not sell me a house again and take that, big payment versus
20
having someone
bands.
that likes me
20
who
bands. I'm
will
about to
probably
risk
never
it
talk to
all.
me again. Like, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, we're probably never gonna talk to each other again. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like, do I not talk to him with a couple hundred? Do I not talk to him with a couple thousand? It's like, you know,
Right.
yeah, it's really a no brainer because it's like at the end of the day, he's probably gonna end up giving his grandson the rest of his property, something like that. He might sell off another one or two, but it's like he's not gonna consistently, make me wholesale deals with these properties. I mean, he gave me such a discount for this one because there was a tenant in there. The tenant went to jail while she was living there. He was like missing out on rent and stuff. He had to evict her. So it was like it was a recipe for a recipe for disaster for him, but for me it was just a recipe for opportunity
And what market
because
was
it's
it
like
then? What state?
Indiana,
Okay.
and that's where all of
And where do
my
you live
deals have
at?
come.
Where do you live at?
Oh, me, I live in upstate New York.
Upstate New York. Closed this deal in
Miles,
Illinois.
miles,
Never
miles.
saw the property.
Never,
Never met the seller in person. Never met the buyer in person. No money
never.
down.
I didn't even have pictures of the property.
Didn't even
I
have
I,
pictures.
I grabbed the street view of Google, and I mean that's kind of how I knew it was like a banging deal.
And
Was
look,
when like
I,
the
I
realtors were calling
while you were dealing with this deal, how many other deals did you have under contract at the time?
I had at that time that was like my 12th contract. It was like 11. It was contract 11 or 12. And I mean, I still got half of them that I'm trying to work through. I got two of them closing by the end of this month. Hopefully, I got another one of those in Florida closing. So I mean, I got two Florida closings coming up this month.
So how many markets are you in?
I'd say like consistently, probably like four.
Four markets. You live in upstate New York. You never see any of these houses that you closed on. $30,000 in the time span of 90 days. And I just think that's insane. I think that's beautiful, but it just goes to show you had 12 other contracts going, right?
Oh yeah.
So you wholesalers out here, okay, the amount of sweat equity you have to put in, right? Especially in the beginning versus someone who's been doing it for years and has thousands or tens of thousands of dollars to put into marketing. You have to put in so much sweat equity to get the momentum going. 12 contracts. And then eventually you'll get a lucky day. But the grind doesn't stop. Like I just want to encourage all the beginner wholesalers out there, any of my other students who are watching this, like you have to put in your what was Alex Hermosi was saying like you have to pay the price. Most people want to get rich or achieve their goal without having to pay the price to get that goal, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out like most people who start to achieve their goal, they get halfway and they realize, okay, their goal that they're trying to achieve costs more than what they thought. So they give up
Mm-hmm.
halfway. They try and they realize how hard it is. It's like, oh, I didn't think it was going to be this hard, and they stop. No, this is extremely hard. It's very, 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 very simple, but it's
Very simple.
extremely difficult. But yeah, I just want to
100%.
get that point across. Like this shit ain't easy, but it's like
No.
guaranteed money if you could just stick it through. You
Yeah.
know?
Guaranteed. Absolutely guaranteed. And
Hell
like
yeah!
the thing about this deal, my seller knew I was making 20 grand on it. And it still closed.
Wow.
Like my title company screwed up, told my seller what the final sales price was. So he knew I was making 20. My buyer, that was the good thing though. My buyer knew I was making 20. He didn't even care. Like he told me straight out, I was like, I don't care how much you're making, just send me both the contracts so I can look at them. I was like, okay, it's not a problem. So it was a deal made in heaven, truthfully. And I can't be more thankful, to God for this, to you, everybody that's been involved. It's been something, and I mean, it's like it means a lot to me because I went through 12 months of just straight struggling, 12 months of straight struggling, and at the point where I started
This is before you
a
met
year
me?
ago, yeah, no, before I met you, I started this back in January of 24. So what kind of makes this real special is that I closed my biggest deal in the same month as when I started, just a year later. So it's like it pretty much took me a year to grow, and through all that growth, it's like now I'm about to close 40 grand in a month, and it's like right now I have like a short term goal set is to have 100K by March, and 100% doable.
It's 1,000% doable. I did it.
For
I
real.
had 100 grand in March
Like it's so doable.
or April.
And because I can see it's like all I have to do are lock up really good deals. Even really bad deals might sell, but the really good ones, it's like all I need is like maybe like 5 deals by March that are good, and I hit 100 grand. It's like it's so doable. It's so doable. It's so doable.
That's right.
And
It's just
it's not until like you start seeing how these deals can like accumulate quickly to where it's like, okay, this is doable. Like you can kind of like see it in your head more and more as you keep closing, bigger deals.
that's right. So what do you want to say to all the people who are scared to start?
Being scared gonna make you broke.
Scared money don't make no money. But
It
realistically,
don't.
realistically, I
It
mean, what
don't.
would you say to your younger self who is realistically be real, speak from the heart. What would you say to your younger self who like when you first met me, like well,
Realistically, I would say don't fear fear.
don't fear failure.
Don't fear failure too. But I think I think it's fear that the fear of failure, right? I think that's what it is. It's like let's say 8 months in, and it's like I've only done 1,200. I've done more this month than I did the first 8 months.
It's momentum.
And like you were
It goes
saying,
like
the
this and then
momentum,
boom.
like I didn't know exactly what you were saying when you kept saying momentum. Momentum. I'm just like, it's like I know what momentum is, but like what does he mean when he's saying momentum? And now I see it having like a whole bunch of deals under contract. It's like that's momentum. When there's back-to-back deals closing, couple every month, maybe one this month, one the next month. That's momentum. It just doesn't stop. Everything just keeps on progressing. Like, and not until I got maybe like 8 or 10 contracts signed, I was like, this is what he means by momentum. This is it right here. Like, I don't even have to really try that hard. But like if I talk to someone that wants to sell their house and they're willing to take a discount, I'm most likely gonna get that discount. And it's like, I don't know, like I truthfully understand like what it means to have momentum in this game. And it is a beautiful thing. Absolutely. And the only thing that's gonna kill my momentum is me not waking up on time, getting my calls in, making my offers. Like I'm making like I right now I'm trying to make at least like 5 offers a day because that's what got me all those contracts. So it's like if I keep making like 5 offers a day, like obviously not every day I hit 5 offers. It just doesn't happen every day. Not every day is the same. But if I can do my best to make as many offers as I can, someone's gonna say yes along the way. Can't everyone just only have no in their vocabulary?
That's right. Takes about a
But like
takes about 100 no's to get that one yes, but that one yes will change your life forever.
right, and when the momentum comes, you feel like you're getting a yes every time. You may not be, but that's how it feels like because like you're just riding on a high that's unnatural. Like, bro, when I closed that deal, I didn't eat all day. I was just so happy. Like, like I was on a high that you know nothing but the joy of closing that deal could have brought me.
Right.
And I mean every single deal you close, like it's like you close your first one. like the excitement you feel. Like it's just like, yes, I did it again. I did it again. I did it again. And it's just it's addicting. It really is.
How important would you say having a mentor is if you're trying to, close your first deal or just, make 10 grand a month?
I think having a mentor, coach, it's very important, right? I went 6 months before I closed my first deal. I closed my first deal at 1,500. And then I went through like a month and a half of struggling. And then I hopped on your live. 18 days after I hopped on that live, I had a deal. 18 days, right? The deal was already sitting in my CRM.
You just didn't know what to do with it because you didn't have a mentor.
Didn't know. Just didn't know.
So what would you
And like
say? I was gonna say, so what would you say to people contemplating my mentorship?
don't think about it, just do it. Like Nike said, just do it. And I mean, that's not, like that's like a really good slogan because like that's how you should really act with stuff like this is just do it, right? And it may seem hard at first, especially when, you know, you may not have a lot of money or you may have a surplus of money that you don't want to spend on something that you don't know is 100% going to work out. But that's how life is. Not 100% of times everything's going to work out. But if you try and just keep on going and follow the guidance of someone who's ahead of you and has already done it, the percentage of you failing is small, very small. The only reason you fail is because you didn't put the work in. And I refuse to not put the work in. Like when I first started doing the KPIs, I thought it was kind of hard because my original KPI was 200 calls a day, and that's it. Like I never had how many people I had to talk to. I never, had to record how many offers I'm making. But when you start looking at the stuff that actually matters, like it doesn't matter how many times you dial a phone number. Like, yeah, it's good if you can, dial a lot, but those dials don't all equal the conversation. They don't always equal to someone that wants to sell their house. Now, if you focus on talking to people who want to sell their house, focus on making offers to those types of people, someone's gonna say yes.
Correct. You just needed so I was just listening to a podcast by Alex Hermosi, and he was saying stop tracking things that don't matter. And that's what I had to figure out at first. And then that's when once I figured out what are the actual key performance indicators, the income producing activities that directly correlate to how much money I have. Once I started implementing that, then I started making 20 grand a month just from Zillow. And then I was able to teach all my students the same
So,
exact way. So yeah, having the correct KPIs, because some people have the wrong KPIs and they're tracking the wrong things and
yeah,
it's not making them any progress or not moving the needle forward.
right. I was just doing busy work really,
Mhm.
and that's all you can really chalk it up to because I mean it wasn't really getting me nowhere. Yeah, I was talking to some people, but you're not talking to more people than you can talk to on Zillow. And it's like, bro, Zillow is as free as free can be. Like, it's so crazy that there's a website out there that people can post pictures and descriptions about the house they want to sell. They may say they want this much, but until you talk to them, you don't find out that they'll take this much. And it's like, dude, it's the absolute best in most free lead service that you can get. Zillow should change their uh however they do business because it's like
It's too
they could
good to
just
be
be like
true.
a lead gen place. You know what I mean?
It
Like
is free leads.
it's so many free. It's you don't get better than free leads that like actually have motivation. Like it sucks when like you have cold callers and like they're sending you leads and like they're all like cold. It's like these leads are already warm or hot. You don't really know which side it's swaying, but like they're already warm at least. And it's just
Correct.
like Zillow's so amazing.
Correct. So I'm about to end this interview. I appreciate you taking the time to be here, my
Oh
boy, and
yeah.
anybody else thinking about the mentorship with me. I mean, Xavier is just a perfect example. Yeah,
Just
join
join it. I'm scared.
and yeah, hit him and a bunch of other people have seen success, and you know, I'm dedicated to helping 50 people close their first wholesale deal this year. So if you do want to work with me one on one to close not only your first wholesale deal, maybe you already closed your first wholesale deal, but you want to get consistent wholesale deals. You want to build momentum. You want to know what it's like to structure and actually run a business, and then eventually get to the place to where you want to automate that business to where you're away from it. If you want to work with me one on one to learn how to do that and learn how to make 30K in 90 days or less, like Xavier did, and multiple other students have done, then just click the link in the description to book a call with me one on one. And I'll see if you're a good fit. All right. Make sure to hit the like button, comment, subscribe. If you want to reach out to Xavier, I'll leave his Instagram information in the description as well. How else should they reach out to you? Instagram or
Instagram is probably the best. Uh, I check my DMs there every once in a while. YouTube coming soon though.
YouTube
YouTube
coming
coming
soon?
soon.
Let's get it. Yeah, you should start a YouTube right now. It's not.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but yeah, you should start that like today. But all
for
right,
sure.
y'all, stay motivated.